I got robbed. Like I nearly couldn't believe it. Somebody pickpocketed. That's when the panic really started.
Hell, the world was standing alone. Side by side, step by step, we grew. Oh, across the miles, my heart chose you. Oh, through every road and every new lane, your love forever holds my hand. From LA skies to oceans blue, there's no life I...
Hey guys, boy do I have a story to tell. You're not gonna believe what happened to me. Right here in Bangkok, Thailand, at this train station, I got robbed. Yeah, pickpocket. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Also, comment on things that we can do to mitigate this, to help you help yourself, and hopefully this doesn't happen to you. You're not going to believe how this thing turns out. So stick around to the end.
So it was about here, I think, when you checked your pockets.
This is a little bit, few feet away from the scene of crime. So I'll catch a brewery and start to shake my pockets. I felt somebody touching me when I was on the train. I couldn't turn around. It was so damn packed. So I needed to quickly check my wallet. So I got off, did one of those pats. My pocket was open. And I was like, oh. My wallet's not here. Turned around and the train door was closing and they were gone. Got my wallet, pickpocketed, right there. Never thought it would happen to me. But I got more for you. Sukhumvit station, and this place is not how it usually is. It's usually very crowded, but it was a couple of days ago, around 5:30, and it's gonna get that way here pretty soon. So the train's coming out. We're gonna have you take a look at how it feels to get on this loaded train. So stay tuned.
I don't know what
I'm literally next to the door here. But a couple of days ago. Like a little bit more crowded. People don't try to I considered myself a pretty street savvy and alert kind of guy. This is my 35th country and I have navigated throughout the world and thought that I had this. Couldn't believe it. Somebody pickpocketed. So got on at the Circumvent, which is Terminal 21. Took that train here. So as soon as I got on the train, I kind of felt somebody bumping up to me, but I didn't really pay any attention to it. And as we got closer, and it's only like a 2 or 3 minute ride, and we got closer to the station, it was more of a bump. So I was turned like perpendicular to the door, and I couldn't see the person behind me, but I could feel them. But the bump was not a usual somebody taps you on the butt. It was a shorter person. I could tell that, but I couldn't see from out of my peripheral vision exactly who they were, but I felt them tapping on my leg, and it was like a tap with a butt. It felt like it was a full body. I was like, okay, well, let me just kind of push back against it so that I can at least counter the weight, because it's pretty hard to stand up, and I wasn't holding on to anything. We were literally packed like sardines, so I was holding up against someone else's body weight. I didn't think too much of it, just thought it was weird, but something told me that I needed to check my wallet. And as soon as I got off of the train, I was facing towards the door of the train and put my hand in my pocket, and I was rudely awakened by my pocket being open. My glasses were there, but my wallet was gone, and I just immediately went into a panic. And as I was understanding the gravity of the moment, the doors of the train were closed, and so it was just absolutely crazy for me, right? So I knew that at that point I couldn't do anything. That's when the panic really started. I was talking to Rocky, and she was like, yeah.
Hey, you want to go back and get your card? You want to go back and get
your... Ready? Yeah, well, did you have them? Yeah, I'm sure that I had it. But I went back to the Circumvent station, and actually inside Terminal 21 to the last place that we were, just to make sure. Of course, I went to the restaurant and I talked to someone. They said, yeah, what are you talking about? We don't have a wallet. So then I was like really in panic mode, trying to figure out what I was going to do to replace everything. So what we eventually had to do was go to the police station, make a police report. Once we made a police report, file a claim with the insurance company. Rocky said, hey, well, why don't we just stop by the station? Oh, by the way, at the police station, they said, well, won't you go to the train station and then they can pull the video for you? He said, there's a 10% chance that you can catch the person. So I didn't have any expectation of catching that person, and I'm like thinking to myself, what are they going to do anyway? We get back to the Phetchaburi station, which is ours. I went with my police report, spoke with someone. Someone actually came out, and I think it was a supervisor, and they had a couple of sheets of paper, and they asked me to look at it. I took a look at it, and it was really odd because I wasn't really sure what they were doing in the, the language barrier and just a few variables that kind of added to the confusion of the moment. But through it all, I saw my wallet in a plastic bag. And now my head is spinning. I'm like, okay, but did I drop my wallet? Or did I actually get pickpocketed? So I'm now kind of questioning myself. Well, after I looked at the ledger of all of the items that went in there, it didn't have any money. So I am 100% sure that I got pickpocketed. What I did was a little bit of research after I signed the paperwork. Actually, I didn't sign the paperwork, but I had the wallet handed back over to me, and everything was there. There was 4 credit cards. There was my Florida driver's license. There was a retirement military ID tag, so that I had GPS coverage on it. However, I had not changed the battery in that thing in so long. Actually, it was an old card, an old tag, so it was expired. The battery was dead, and I had no coverage, so I couldn't tell where it was, which wouldn't have done me any good anyhow. As it turns out, I get this information, I get the 2 sheets of paper, look at my wallet, and all the money's gone. Well, as I went back and did some research the following day, Terminal 21, specific to Circumvent Station, is a high pickpocket area. There are not very many in Bangkok, as ChatGPT explains, but between Circumvent and Phetchaburi Station, that's where it's highly trafficked with pickpockets. So I got, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a good feeling. It was very rewarding that I got my wallet back. I mean, if you've ever had anything stolen from you, it's probably one of the worst feelings that you can have in terms of having security and feeling comfortable. So I was just down all day yesterday. Then I got my wallet back, and
Can you talk about your experience at the police station?
at the police station, it was interesting. There were several people in the police station, and I'm not sure what they were doing, each one individually, but they were all there to file a report of some sort. It was a challenge, to say the least, because as I walked in, there were no signs in English, no one to explain what I had to do. So I had to find people to talk to ask where to go and what to do. So after the second person, I was directed to go and stand in line and talk to an officer. Told me to sit down and shut up, and he'd be with me shortly. Not necessarily in those terms. After a few minutes, then he called me over, gave me a few pieces of paper, actually a couple of sheets of paper, told me what to write on, and asked me a few questions, and they were really helpful with it. Now, I'll tell you, I've been to a couple of police stations in my life, another time for another video. It was real interesting because it just seemed so chaotic to me. At one point, there was a guy who was actually sitting on the floor with his head on the seat. He was asleep, and there's traffic going in and out. A couple people were drinking water, a couple people were it was just kind of chaos, and it seemed like to me that it was not the kind of organization that I'm used to or that we're used to in the United States. But that's what they do, and it seemed to work out well for them because nobody had a problem except for me. Police department, the police officers there, very helpful. It was not intimidating at all. That's one thing that I loved about it. So they knew exactly what to do. They even coached me through a couple of things, made sure that I had the right information on the sheet, which is obviously my name, passport, and I'll put all this information up for you so you can take a look at it. What I really want to know is, has this happened to you before? If it has, let me know. Definitely want to give you guys some tips. So we've taken away from this is, hey, if you're traveling in a team of 2, especially in highly trafficked areas, you need to have eyes on one another and make sure that you're watching out for stuff like this. Those are the things that can probably mitigate it or at least help you out. I think the big thing is, hey, be vigilant. Read this. Beware of pickpockets. Know where you are at all times. I was not aware that Terminal 21 was a pickpocket place. I just was literally naive, thinking that low to no crime here in Bangkok. I don't have anything to worry about. That is my story, and I hope that you don't have to go through it. And I'll give you guys some more tips and let you know other things that you can do in order to prevent this. If you look here, here's the information desk that I went to. I just rang the bell, gave me a sign, hold on for a few minutes, but it took maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then the lady came over and addressed my needs and asked me for the police report, which I gave to her, and she started the process right there. It appears to me that apparently they get a lot of these. Okay, so just a few tips for you so that this doesn't happen to you. One, as I said, have a tag or GPS tracker on your sensitive items, your wallet, purse. Obviously, you know, most people have it on their phones. The next thing is be vigilant about making sure that you purge your purses and you purge your wallet to ensure that you only have those things that are necessary to get around. Thank God I didn't have my passport on me. You know, right now I have purged everything, and the only thing that I have is my BTS and MRT cards, my key that lets us into the condo. The other thing is, hey, when this happens to you, report it immediately. What I found was this is common that they'll pickpocket you, and once they do, they're just going to ditch the wallet. It's mostly found by people who do maintenance or those that are working for the rail line, that work in the admin position. Those are the important things, and one of the big things is just know your surroundings, because they're preying on you. And if they know that you're not familiar with the area, or they look at you and assess you and think that you have some value in terms of what may be in your wallet, then you're a target. So be vigilant out there, everybody, and like and subscribe. But I want to hear what you guys have to say if you've had this type of experience. Any other comments and suggestions that you can make in terms of keeping safe, and this is important, and we need to make sure that we have the information to arm us to stay out of the situation that I was in, because that was 24 hours of just absolute panic for me, and I wasn't really concerned about if someone was going to use the cards or anything like that. I was just in a panic, because I knew that I was going to have to go back to the United States and get a new driver's license and get a new ID card and get a new this and a new that. I did the administrative things and paused those cards or put a hold on each one of them. Fortunately, I didn't cancel them, so I was able to pick those back up. And of course, if you're like us, most people who do things electronically, you can see if there are charges, so that's another deterrent. So they know that you're being electronically tracked if you use someone else's card. So I'm sure there's some smart thieves out there, and they don't want to get caught up with that. I hope this information was helpful. We're here for you. Anything that we can use in order to help you help yourself, that's what we're here for. So thanks again, and like, subscribe, talk to you later.
Brought us closer each day. Side by side, step by step we grew. Across the miles, my heart chose you. Through every road and every new land, your love forever holds my hand. From LA skies to oceans blue.